Hey Dan, are you there? I'm really, really sorry, but I completely forgot that we were having a retirement party for someone in my office. So, I just don't think that I'm going to be able to go over to your place today. Again, so sorry about this.
It's okay, I understand. This is kind of a work thing, and we agreed to put work first until we got married.
I know, but I really did want to try and be home just a bit earlier today. Would you mind making dinner, though? You remember me telling you about how I was really craving salmon, right?
Right. Yeah, I remember you saying that. You're not exactly the most subtle person when it comes to hinting at me what you want to eat.
Well, maybe not. But you're just such a good chef, and I really do enjoy your cooking. You're never ever allowed to tell her this, but I think that you might even cook better than my mom.
Well, I don't know about that. I think that your mom is a pretty good chef, if I do say so myself.
I'm not trying to say that she's a bad chef or anything like that at all. I'm just saying that I think you are a cut above so many other people when it comes to what you make in the kitchen. At this point, I don't think I'll ever be able to enjoy anyone else's cooking again.
I see. So basically you're telling me you're only marrying me for my cooking skills then?
Well, you might be closer to the truth than you realize. But anyways, I can't believe that we're really going to get married in a week. It's just incredible. It feels like the date has just snuck up on us so quickly.
I know what you mean, but when you think about it, the timeline has been pretty quick. I mean, I only proposed to you about 3 months ago, but still, it does feel like so much has happened in that time.
I know exactly what you mean. But now that we're only a week away, I guess it's just starting to feel really real to me.
And to think that you and I are going to the courthouse tomorrow to have our civil service done. And then we can actually officially move in together. This really is starting to feel real. You're right.
And that's what I'm saying, right? I'll finally be able to move out of my parents' house and live with you. And that means that I finally won't have to listen to my parents telling me what to do all the time. Did you know that my mom still tells me to clean my room? But you're always just so kind and sweet, and you don't mind cleaning up for me when I visit your place.
So basically you're now saying that you're marrying me because I cook and clean. I guess I'm more of a catch than I realized.
And I guess it's my job to just stand there and look pretty, right?
I think you do much more than that, Casey. Although, since we're talking about this, I did see an article the other day talking about how so many divorces come from one partner putting all the work on the other.
Dan, stop it right there. We cannot be talking about divorce when we are a week away from getting married. But I guess maybe you're not so good at hunting things yourself. If you want me to do more around the house when I move in, I will.
Thank you. I do appreciate you saying that. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page before we live together.
I know, and I promise that I will try my best. But I think it might also take some time for me to adjust, you know?
That's okay. You know I'm a patient guy. And if there's anything you need me to show you how to do, I'm more than happy to.
Aw, thank you so much for that, Dan. I really do appreciate it. Anyways, we're having this retirement party at some restaurant, so I gotta go right now. I'll talk to you later, though.
Sounds good to me. Try not to drink too much. You get home safe, okay?
No problem. If I'm out too late, I'll just go to my parents' house, though. So maybe save the salmon for another night. But I think I'll be okay since I'm really trying to watch my figure before we get married.
Well, you just take care of yourself, okay? And please text me when you get back home, even if it's really late, okay? I've just been hearing a lot of scary things on the news lately.
Well, I don't think I'm going to do any after parties. There is one. I should probably be back to my parents' house by midnight or something.
I know, but I'm still going to worry about you, you know? Would you want me to meet you at the restaurant and drive you home when you're done?
No. I could never ask you to do something like that for me. Besides, I'm sure that you're already tired from being at work all day, and my parents' house is the opposite direction from yours. I'll just get an Uber or something like that, and I'll be fine, I promise.
Well, okay then, if that's the way you want to do things. Just please do send me a message when you get back home.
I'll make sure and do that. And you try not to worry about so many things all the time. Because if I come home late, I am already going to be hearing it from my mom, so you don't have to scold me. Anyways, I'm going to get going now. Bye. Hey Dan, are you there? I am so sorry for not getting back to you last night after I got home.
Do you have any idea how worried I was? What happened? Why didn't you message me? I thought you said you weren't going to be out that late. I stayed up half the night waiting for your message, Casey.
I know, and I really am sorry. I guess it has just been a while since I had that much to drink is all. Once I got home, I just got ready for bed and passed out right away.
Did you really have that much to drink at the party?
I mean, I had like 3 drinks or something like that. But I haven't been drinking at all in this diet that I'm on to fit into my wedding dress. So, I guess they all just hit me way more strongly than I thought they would have.
Well, geez. I mean, I know how much you like to drink and how hard you've been working on cutting back, but you really should have been more careful, don't you think?
Dan, I only had 3 drinks. I just didn't think that the little would get me so drunk. But I promise that I'll take more care from here on out.
Great. Well, we just have 1 more week until we're married, so please be careful, okay? Do you want me to come over and visit you?
No worry about doing that. I'll still make it over to your house today. But I think from tomorrow, I'm going to stop coming over to our house until we're married.
Oh, really? Why is that? Did something happen?
Well, after we're married, the 2 of us are going to move in together and be living with each other, right? I was just thinking this morning while my mom was making me breakfast that maybe things aren't so bad at home and that I want to enjoy this while I can.
Hey, I understand. It can't be easy getting this close to having to move out of your parents' house.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of big changes for me, I think. So, I just want to enjoy the time I have at home with my parents while I can.
I understand. After all, it's just like you said. Once we're married, we really are going to be living together. So, you enjoy the time you have living with your parents, okay?
Great. Thank you so much for understanding, Dan. Besides, it's not like they even live that far away from us, right?
Yeah, of course. It's not like you're never going to see them again or anything like that. But it's true that there are going to be some changes while you get used to living with me and not with them.
Yeah, you're right about that. I just hope that everything goes well for the 2 of us.
I'm sure it will. But it's understandable to be getting so emotional when we're close to getting married now.
I know. I feel like every little thing has been getting me so emotional lately, and I just don't even know what to do with myself.
I'm sorry. I know it's a really emotional time, and I didn't mean to upset you. It's just that, well, I thought I was going to get to see you a bit more before the wedding is all. Although I did go out and buy some salmon to cook for you for dinner tonight.
You did? You mean it? Oh, that's just perfect. Thank you so much. Well, don't worry. Now I'm definitely coming over tonight.
Hey, Casey, have you still not made it to the wedding yet? But your parents are here and we're all waiting for you. Where are you? Please get back to me when you see these messages. We're really worried about you.
Dan, are you there? I'm really, really sorry. It's all my fault that the wedding fell apart and we didn't even get married. And I just couldn't even stand to face you in person.
Casey, you know that I'm not mad at you. You were in an accident. I mean, you could have been killed. I'm just happy that you're still alive.
But I can't walk anymore. I'm going to have to live in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. And my friend who was driving me around still hasn't even woken up. She was driving us to the wedding, and that's when the accident happened. This is all my fault.
But your leg's okay?
Yeah, everything else is just fine. I don't have any other injuries or anything like that. The doctors say that I'm stable, and there's no risk to my health or anything like that.
I see. Well, I guess that's good at least.
But do you think you'll be able to come and visit me at the hospital? Visiting hours are going to be until 8 tonight.
Casey, I'm really sorry, but I'm just too busy. Now that the wedding is canceled, I just have a lot of phone calls to make and people that I need to talk to. I mean, there were a lot of people who came all the way here just to see us get married, you know? So I just have to talk to them, thank them for coming, and explain what happened and all of that. Not to mention that I guess I should cancel the movers that we ordered as well.
This really is all my fault. I knew it. I'm sorry, Dan. This isn't what I wanted to happen.
You really don't need to apologize for anything. I mean, if anything, you're the biggest victim of this whole thing.
I know, but I thought that we were going to be married by now. The accident was on the day we were supposed to have our civil ceremony, and now we're not going to have our real ceremony.
I know, but there's just really nothing to do about it now.
I'm so sorry that you have to do all this by yourself. I wish there was some way that I could help you in this state, but right now the only thing I want is to see you.
It's okay, I understand. And I really want to see you too.
Do you think you'll be able to come and see me tomorrow?
Yeah, that should be fine, Casey.
Thank you so much, Dan. I was really worried that you were going to leave me over this.
You mean because we weren't able to have our wedding how we planned it?
Yeah, and because I'm going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life.
Well, I guess that just goes to show that you never really know what can happen. One day you're healthy and fine, and then an accident like this happens and takes it all away. But I would never leave you just because you're going to be in a wheelchair. I hope you know that I'm not that kind of person.
Thank you so much, Dan. Just reading that message makes me feel better. Anyways, I'm sorry for reaching out to you while you're so busy. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Casey, are you there? I have to talk to you.
Dan, why have you been ignoring all my messages I've been sending you? You're making me really nervous. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know that I haven't been able to make it over there to see you.
But why not? What's going on, Dan?
Well, the thing is that when you woke up from the accident, you said that you didn't want any visitors, right?
I know, but that was because I woke up in the hospital and I was just trying to piece together what happened. I guess I didn't want to feel like I was letting people down, so I didn't want to see them.
I know what you mean. I was really nervous and needed some time too, but I've come to a decision.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I don't think that we should get married. I just don't think I'm going to be able to live with you, and so I don't think that you and I should be getting married.
But why? I don't understand what happened. What made you change your mind?
Because I just know now that I'm never ever going to be able to be happy living with you, Casey.
But is this because I'm never going to be able to walk again?
No, it isn't because of that.
You're lying to me. I know that it's because of that. You think that I'm just going to be dead weight hanging around your neck for the rest of your life, don't you? All I asked was that you come and visit me in the hospital, and you just leave me like this? How could you do this to me? I thought that you were different. Dan, I thought I could trust you.
Well, I feel the exact same way. In fact, I'm glad this accident happened so that I found out the truth before our wedding.
Truth? What on earth are you talking about? Why would you even say something like that to me? Don't you realize that I'm going to be paralyzed from the waist down for the rest of my life? How could you say that to me after all I've been through? Don't you think that I've suffered enough already?
I think that you brought all of this suffering on yourself.
So you're really going to try and tell me that this is all my fault then?
Well, you've been telling everyone that you were just on your way over to the wedding when you got into the accident, and that's all that happened, right? But the truth is just a little different, isn't it? You weren't on your way to the wedding. You were trying to run away with your secret lover. You were trying to drive as far away from our wedding as you could before you got hit by the car.
Dan, what are you talking about? You can't actually be serious about this, right?
But I suppose the man you're with still hasn't woken up yet, has he? Maybe you were hoping that he never would and that no one would figure this out.
Of course not. He's just an old coworker of mine, but of course I hope that he gets up. I mean, it was actually his retirement party that I was going to. It isn't like he's old or anything. He just did a lot for the company in the short time that he was here. But you don't actually think I'd cheat on you with him, do you? Or that I would try to run away from our own marriage just to be with him, right?
You told me that you were having a really special friend drive you over to the wedding, remember?
Of course I remember telling you that. And I wasn't lying to you about it either, I swear.
So, was this guy your special friend? The one that you were going to run away with? Is this what you meant by this?
I finally get it. I see what's going on here. You found out that I have a close male friend, and now you're trying to make me feel like I'm the bad guy here because you're jealous. You're just so horrible. I didn't think you were capable of being so cruel. I mean, what kind of way is this to treat someone who just found out they'll never be able to walk again?
And you really think that just because something happened to your legs that it excuses every other horrible thing you've done? Do you think that this makes you some kind of hero now that you're in a wheelchair for trying to run away with some other guy?
I can't believe this. I can't believe that you actually said that to me just now. Why are you attacking me when I'm the victim?
Why are you trying to make yourself out to be the victim here when you're not? If you're a victim of anything, you're a victim of your own horrible decisions. When I heard that you were in an accident, I was just terrified. I didn't care at all about the wedding.
But then, why are you putting me through this?
Because then I had proof that you were cheating on me. It was his coworker's parents, the one that you were cheating on me with. They came to me and gave me his journal.
His journal? But why would they give you something like that of his?
Because in it was written all the little details about your affair. The time that you had met up and where. Not to mention your name written with a big heart around it.
Well, I mean, that's not my fault if this guy was secretly obsessed with me and I had no idea.
Well, that's the other thing. I actually called your work the day after the goodbye party. I asked if they had heard from you after the party. Except your coworker told me that there was no retirement party at all. They had no idea what you were talking about.
So you even called my work just to see if I was okay?
That's right. I called and I was so worried about you. I was broken up with grief until I found out that you were never faithful to me to begin with. Do you know, his parents even showed me his phone. So if you still think you can try and trick me by saying that he's just obsessed with you, don't bother. There was so many texts between you and him. The plan to run away was spelled out so clearly that it didn't leave a doubt in my mind at all. Including the part where you told this guy that you didn't even want to marry me. You said that if you were going to get out of this, that you'd have no choice but to run away with him.
Please, you don't understand. It isn't what it looks like, I swear to you.
Yeah, I'm sure that nothing about you was quite what I thought it was actually. But at least you both got what was coming to you with this accident.
Please, Dan. You have to know that you've always been the only man for me. I'm so sorry about this. I promise to never stab you in the back again. Please, you have to know that you're the only person that I want to spend the rest of my life with, right?
And to think that we were almost married. Now I can call this off and never have to deal with you again. After that, Chris, the man that Casey was seeing behind my back, woke up. His parents told him about how disappointed they were in him, but since he was in the hospital, it was clear that neither of them was going to be able to run away from this. I also sued Casey for her affair and for ruining our engagement. Her and Chris. The payout was large, but it wasn't enough to cover the hurt and the pain that I had in my heart from such betrayal. In the end, news about what Casey and Chris did spread around their town and their work, and they both moved away as soon as they could to avoid embarrassment. I haven't heard from Casey since, but I wonder how she's getting used to her new life in a wheelchair. As for me, I took the money that I got from the lawsuit and decided to move away myself. I couldn't stand living in the same town where so much betrayal took place. I just felt like I needed a new start in life. I put in a transfer request at work, and when it came through, I packed up my things and set out to start my new life in a new place. I'm sure that I'll go through a lot of hardships there as well, but at least it will be on my own terms, since I'll never let anyone lie to me like that again. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.